Phalanx encounter in the Prophecy dungeon is one of the easiest to farm, even while solo, and one feasible without complex setups on any class with the right build. But why should you actually be farming this encounter? Here's why. 2 reprised Trials of the 9 weapons in the Prosecutor and Relentless. Prosecutor an Arc 450 auto rifle and can roll both bolt shot and dragonfly at once, or a PvP option of Zen moment and tap the trigger. This one even outperforming the much loved Amit AR2. The Relentless is quite simply the best 340 RPM pulse for PvP. It feels amazing, has a base 0.67 time to kill and will no doubt be near the top of the meta with all recent changes considered. The roles to look out for are Keep Away paired with either Head Seeker or Zen Moment. So into the farms. I'll cover the best strategy for all classes and the required gear to make it work. For each build, a dim link will be included in the description for all aspects, fragments and mods. Warlock is up first, reason being I think this is probably the easiest of the 3 options to execute consistently. Must-haves for this setup include Solar Warlock with Well of Radiance, Karnstein Armlets, any glaive, Dragon's Breath, a kinetic slot fusion and Heat Risers. Heat Risers is clutch for just getting to the boss. Activate it and then hug either side of his pipe. You will glide straight to the top and be able to access the boss arena instantly. Also, this following tip applies regardless of setup. There will always be 2 light and 2 dark pools in static locations, which need to be cleansed with matching motes, but both of these can be cleansed at once by positioning yourself between the matching 2. The important thing here is you are positioned higher than the highest of the 2 podiums while cleansing. It can be a bit inconsistent, but you will get there with practice. And collecting the motes from the knights with Warlock is incredibly simple. It can be done effectively only with the glaive. Karnsteins will provide you refreshable restoration on any melee final blow, so don't be afraid to get aggressive. If a knight is away from your required light or dark positions, 3 glaive projectiles will be enough to take them out. Always be aware of the boss's location too when collecting, and be ready to activate Icarus Dash as an easy way to hold momentum should it try to push you off the arena. DPS of Warlock is also incredibly simple. Stand on one of the elevated platforms, drop a well and alternate between Dragon's Breath shots and dump fusion rifle ammo in the downtime between auto reloads. The artifact mod Revitalizing Blast will weaken the Phalanx with every ability hit or solo weapon while inside a well. Also use solo Operative and From Whence You Came, as these will give a damage increase of 15% and 5% respectively. You should have absolutely 0 issues if done correctly using the setup. While in the Well of Radiance, weapon damage will be able to penetrate shields and take on goblin connections, so just keep firing at the boss regardless of what is happening. Titans, you probably already know where I'm going with this. It's the same loadout you use pretty much everywhere. Tractor cannon, 1-2 punch shotgun, banner of war while on Strand. Without heat risers, another method of getting to the boss arena quickly needs to be used. Thankfully, you can hop into the pipe and summon a sparrow, spam boost as soon as you get onto it and it will climb the pipe. Near the top, you will have to manoeuvre around the plate, which is possible with a well-timed jump, or if struggling, just use a grapple here. Then jump over to the boss arena. Collecting the motes and cleansing is easy here due to Banner of War and Woven Mail Sustain. Do not be afraid to use special and heavy ammo either. All you need for boss DPS is 2 tractor and 4 shotgun shots. And on that, here's all you need to do to take out the Phalanx. Dub all melee and grapple melee abilities with a 1-2 punch shotgun shot between them, and then just super the remaining health. It will normally die shortly after popping super. Now Hunters. You have probably the easiest and silliest damage rotation, but it's also a little more difficult getting to the boss and to the damage phase initially. I like to start the dungeon on Strand with an eager edge sword and use the same method as Titan to get to the boss, and then swap over to Solar. The Solar build should have Celestial Nighthawk and Marksman Golden Gun. Also a healing grenade with fragments Ember of Empyrean and Solstice, and the armor mod Solar Weapon Holster. For weapons, use a Parasite and a kinetic slot fusion rifle, with a Solar primary of your choosing. As long as you initiate healing with the healing grenade, and then consistently land Solar final blows, you will retain the restoration effect, making the pre-damage phase much more manageable. But the main reason I say Hunter is the most difficult is because there's not really a good option to recover should you be booped off the arena by the Phalanx, so keep extra attention to them at all times. For damage, it's as simple as this. From high ground, initiate with a Parasite shot, which at this point will be at times 20. Then cycle between a few fusion rifle shots into additional Parasites, which will be auto-loaded with Solar Holster. At around half health remaining, hit the Phalanx with a charged melee to proc Radiant, and then finish it off with a Celestial Nighthawk super. Nothing too difficult here, just be sure to Nighthawk before overtaking Goblins spawn in. And that's my recommendations for each class. You can make adjustments should you want to. The boss only has around 1 million health, so any somewhat optimised strategy should work. Just be sure to build more into survivability and have some method of actually reaching the boss quickly, and you are good to go. Thank you for watching.